Hi guys, and welcome to Cultnomics. My name is Paul Hanley, and today I'm going to be chatting to you about
Firm markup over cost. Hi guys, in this video here we're going to look at the firm and its markup, or its markup over its cost. So in this case here we will start off with a normal demand curve for a firm, and we'll just indicate that as D for demand. With that, we'll also have a marginal revenue curve for that firm, which is also downward sloping, and we'll cut the x-axis roughly halfway between where the demand curve cuts the x-axis and an origin point here at 0. We will call that marginal revenue, and we will also indicate in here an average total cost curve, which is U-shaped, so average total cost here. And finally, we will also have on this a marginal cost curve. Marginal cost will be below average, cuts at its bottom point, and rises thereafter. So marginal cost over here. What we've seen before is that profit maximization occurs where marginal cost equals marginal revenue, which is this point on our graph brought down to quantity, gives us our quantity for profit maximization, and brought up to demand curve gives us the price for profit maximization. So profit max over here. But we are talking about a markup over average total cost. And in this case, what we can see is a firm doesn't necessarily have to produce at profit maximization. We've seen previously, for example,
where the marginal revenue curve
cuts the x-axis, the quantity axis down here, that this is the quantity for total revenue maximization. So it may go with this point where average cost and the demand curve are quite close together, so the markup or the margin is quite narrow at this point, but it may be trying to open up the market and increase market share, in which case it will charge a lower price than profit maximization, and its costs will start to rise a bit as it produces and reaches diseconomies of scale. However, there are other points in this graph that it may reach as well if it so wishes. So if it wants to constrain production in order to perhaps increase the profit margin, what it may do is produce this quantity here. So we'll call it quantity 1, and what we see is as we come up along here, it hits average cost curve at this point, which is our average total cost, and it hits our demand curve higher up at price 1 over here. So in this case what we have is quite a large markup of price over average total cost. This is probably the largest point on the graph. So it represents a firm that is looking at its profit margins and trying to maintain a high profit margin by reducing the quantity rather than trying to profit maximize or revenue maximize. So this may be a genuine goal of a business where its shareholders are putting pressure on, and the success of the business is based on profit margin. So in this case here, the profit margin is quite high and will make that firm look quite impressive in terms of its shareholder and stock, etc.
I hope you call back to Cultnomics soon. Bye for now.